Let's fucking go.
The Emperor has been expecting you.
Hi everyone and welcome to 1/6 Focus, and you're very welcome to another episode of The Hope Show, a weekly live stream dedicated to 1/6 scale collecting in general, movies, TV, pop culture, all of that good stuff. So tonight we have myself, we have Bob the Tiny Art Guy, we've got Jim Collector, we have got Feral Mike. I love it, Feral Mike. Yeah, do you know what's funny, right? My dog is like the cutest little King Charles Spaniel. He's in no way intimidating at all. And it's within their nature, those little dogs, to kind of like bark because they're little, maybe, and scare off all the big dogs, but they won't. But like the other day I was eating an ice cream and I put the wooden lollipop stick onto the middle of the table and I went out to get something. I came back and he was gone. And I was like, all right, that's not a good sign. And so was the lollipop stick. So he's too big to get under the couch now, but he managed to slither underneath the couch. So the second I went to move the actual couch, he knew I was coming for the lollipop stick. And I swear to God, he went feral. And it's so funny because he's the cutest little thing. He's not intimidated, but he was giving it his best, like, I want to be angry. But it was a bit like, in Lord of the Rings and the Fellowship, where Gandalf tries to take the ring off Bilbo. You know, he goes, for a split second, he goes, "Dah." That's what it was a bit like. So maybe I should have called the dog Bilbo, but no, I don't like that name for obvious reasons. How are you getting on, guys? You good?
Doing great.
Yeah, excellent.
Episode 82.
Not too bad.
Episode 82.
Episode 8. Wow.
Yeah.
Time flies.
I hope the 5K, because we're kind of like 254 subs away from 5K. So I'm hoping maybe it's around the same time or something like that as the 100 episode. That'd be kind of cool. But guys, we've lots to talk about, so I'm going to address the chat really quickly and we'll get straight into it. So who do we have? We have, as usual, folks, the pinned comment is the link to join the channel memberships. We got 2 different tiers, troopers, commanders, and various different perks and benefits. No obligation, but if you want to support the channel in that way, thank you very much. And if you are already a trooper or commander and you're a channel member and you are supporting the channel in that way, it is greatly appreciated. We've got Bob, a Tiny Art Guy, who is a channel member and a panel member. Caffeinated Comic Book Fan, another channel member. Thank you very much for being here. Bonsoir, good evening. I think that means good evening. We've got Tabby Collects, evening everyone, evening to you. Darth Bane, more than likely a Star Wars fan there, and a very good day for Star Wars fan, to be fair. We have got, so he says, I'm counting on the days now until my feral predator arrives. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I didn't consider going quicker batch on that one. Usually INART give me like a slow price and then a quick price, and slow price is obviously cheaper, so that's what I tend to go with, but we'll see. We got Vita, channel member, and also Jim's better half. We have Ryan, the absolute shredder on the guitar and 9 Inch Nails fan. Respect the lore. Thank you very much for being here, channel member as well. We got Geo, the movie canon, the biggest Jurassic Park fan I have ever met in my life. Ryan Smith, diehard, not only is a channel member, but a diehard Batman and Dark Knight fan. We have got 12-inch Moose Stream. Hello, community of collectors. What? No, I don't believe this.
How could this be? Yeah, no.
There's something.
Can't be very well.
What happened to the timeline here?
I felt a disturbance in the force. As if a million voices called out at once. I'm not. Something weird is going on here now. That is. I don't know. I mean, is this even Moose?
What the fuck, man?
Are you serious?
Catch your cell phone.
That's it. That's it, man. That's it. He's finished. He's done for.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
He's only human. Thanks very much for being here. And man, it must be weird. It must be weird, Michael. But yeah, thank you very much for being here. Appreciate channel member as well. And look, you need to prepare for what's coming. You know that May the 4th is going to be probably crazy. So maybe that's a good thing you didn't pick up anything this week. And well, then again, you've seen the drops today. So let us know if you're getting any of those moose. We got the Humble Collector UK. We got Mike Fayella with his exclamation marks. Mike. We have a channel member again, Mark Mitchell, absolute legend. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the support. Thalia Meyer all the way from Germany. Geo reckons it's a glitch in the Matrix, Moose. Austin, both Revenge of the Sith, Palpatine and Sidious are coming home, and the Revenge of the Sith mega fan, as a Revenge of the Sith mega fan, is very exciting. No bargains, no buys. That's solid logic. I like that logic. Gentlemen, I think, is Jim like... Oh, Jim, he's still there. He's still there. He's still there. Just a bit, he's a bit frozen.
Peanut butter lens. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Is the internet lagging? I think Jim's lagging. Can you hear us, Jim? Oh, Jim, man, I completely forgot about Eddie, but he's actually drinking something at the moment, so I can't bring him in now. There we go. Eddie, sorry, man. I just saw you in the back. And how are you getting on, man? You good?
I'm good. I was drinking soup because I'm sick, but...
Ah, man.
Oh, man.
No work for you today?
No, not today, man.
If you're sick now, like, you're gonna be extra sick after dealing with me for like an hour and a half. So I don't know if you're in the right place, man.
We'll see. You know how they say like, fight fire with fire?
Yeah. In Ireland, it's like, oh, you're sick, hot whiskey. Broken leg, hot whiskey. You know, broke up with your girlfriend, hot whiskey. It's yeah. You don't have any hot whiskey?
I got some cold whiskey, I think.
Yeah, that might do the trick too. Well, look, I hope you're feeling better. And look, we'll get right into it, folks. So I'm going to start off with the snap today because Revenge of the Sith. I know we got some major Revenge of the Sith fans in the chat. Maybe we have some on the panel. I'm not a prequels fan. Revenge of the Sith, though, re-released in cinema at the weekend, and a lot of people were hyped about it. I saw a major buzz and a lot of Revenge Against the Sith fans who were going to see it, and it's like breaking records in terms of making millions at the box office in terms of re-release, which it was pretty damn cool for a movie that's 20 years old. So, you know, and I respect that because a lot of movies that are old, like say like RoboCop, I would love to actually see in the cinema because I never got to see it in the cinema. So it's always good when a movie that you like comes back to the cinema that you never thought you're going to get a chance to see again, whether you've seen it or not. So I just thought I'd maybe test the loyalties though. I'm gonna test the loyalties, see how loyal people are to Revenge of the Sith. So these are Revenge of the Sith themed snaps. If you're just joining us, folks, you know the score. I'm going to show my panelists two different pictures. In this case, it's Revenge of the Sith versus another Star Wars movie for 3 slides. And we're going to see how much people really, really love Revenge of the Sith. So, this is an easy choice for me. I'm going to snap Revenge of the Sith here and keep, you know, Star Wars, the one that started it all, A New Hope. Easy peasy for me. What do you think, guys? In no particular order, just whoever wants to chime in, just go for it.
Well, I saw Revenge of the Sith last night. I love it, but this is also easy for me. I would snap Revenge of the Sith.
Okay, we got 2 for 2. What about yourself, Eddie? What you reckon?
I went last night, and so real quick, I went last night at 10:20 on a Sunday night, and it was almost completely sold out except for the first 2 rows. So I was really impressed to see that turnout, and I think it ended. I didn't check this morning, but as of last night, it was number 2 in the U.S. box office, which is incredible for a 20-year-old movie. Absolutely.
And what was the crowd like? Were the crowd like engaging? You know, when
when Star Wars came up in the beginning, everyone cheered. They clapped. They all clapped at the end. There were moments that, you know, like when Palps and Windu have their fight. I mean, it was like a fun crowd, man. It was like you wouldn't have thought these people had been, I guess, desensitized to this movie. They were super into it. Yeah,
I like that. I only got to see the original trilogy for the first time in cinema, like last September. My local cinema were just showing all three of them, and it was pretty cool. And then for Return of the Jedi, they were showing them like 1 week after another. So I went on my own just to see. It was actually really nice cinema too, to see A New Hope 1 week. Then the next Thursday it was Empire, and then the next week they actually asked some of the 501st to come and do a troop. So I just walk around the Stormtrooper outfit for an hour, and they gave us free tickets and popcorn and drink. I was like, all right, happy days, grand, super. How bad?
That's awesome. I'm lagging really badly, so if I'm talking over you guys, I'm sorry. I'm lagging now too.
You're fine.
Sorry.
You've lost Jim though, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe he's working on something in the background. So myself, Bob, and Mike are going to snap Revenge of the Sith, but Mike still is a big fan of Revenge of the Sith. Eddie, where are you at with this?
I'm a big fan of the Revenge of the Sith, but I would still snap Revenge of the Sith. Just because, like you guys said, the original is what started it all. And I still really love the originals, even though I grew up with the prequels. You know, the original started it also, and I saw those in theater too last year.
Cool.
I don't think I saw all three of them. I think I either saw A New Hope or Return of the Jedi with my girlfriend, one of the two, and then I saw Empire Strikes Back when we were at
Oxcon.
Oxcon, yeah. They rented out the
very
theater.
cool, man.
Yeah, that was cool.
I really hope I can get to go to Star Wars Celebration, and like people who are kind of considering going now end up going, and we all go, because that I'd make like a week out of it or something like that.
It's pretty fun watching a movie where you rented out the room with your friends, because you guys can like talk shit while the movie's and it doesn't bug you. Like normally if someone talks during the movie, it annoys you, but this part, like I don't remember, like Jabba the Hutt came on screen and I was like, I didn't know you were in this, Dean. Or it was like some shit.
Harsh.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like going back and forth, giving each other shit. Yeah.
It's
I
cool,
like that.
dude.
That's good, man. That's good. That's a really good thing that you organized for Oxcon. So the second one, you know what direction this is going in, guys.
Oof.
I'm expecting a clean slate on this one, like, because I'm gonna snap Revenge of the Sith on this one too. But you know.
Yeah, I'd snap Sith easily on this one.
I don't think
snap
there's
most
anyone.
movies, I think.
Yeah, it's true, man.
You could put any...
Yeah. I don't. I don't.
Yeah,
I think
same
with Empire.
here. Same here.
Yeah, Empire is kind of like an obvious one. Now, this one might be a bit different. I don't know. A lot of people, they don't like the murder bears, but I kind of like the murder bears. So maybe.
I love the murder bears.
Yeah, I need like a good murder bear. So I'm gonna snap. Revenge of the Sith 2 here as well. So what do you reckon, Bob?
Yeah, definitely got to get rid of Revenge of the Sith here. Yeah.
So the OT is like protected at all costs then by the sound of things. Anyone gonna be different? Mike, Eddie?
No.
Okay. So I kind of figured that might go this way. So I said I'd kind of throw it out and maybe introduce Disney into the mix. So would you snap Rogue One or Revenge of the Sith? Now we might have some different answers.
I'd still snap Revenge of the Sith.
Wow.
No, I'm sorry. I'd snap Rogue One. I apologize. I would snap Rogue One.
Okay, so you'd snap Rogue One.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Same.
What do you think, Eddie?
Yeah, I'm snapping Rogue One.
Bob?
I'm snapping Revenge of the Sith. I absolutely adore Rogue One.
Yeah.
And Andor's making me love it even more.
Okay, you just said that because I don't have to say that, and now Eddie doesn't have to hear anyone say that twice because he's just he's not having it. I'd snap Revenge of the Sith too, man. To be honest, like especially when you're looking at the likes of Andor, it's like dialogue versus fucking sand that gets everywhere. Okay, that's Attack of the Clones. To be fair, like, but some of the dialogue is okay. All right, but I get it. And in fairness though, with Revenge of the Sith, like, it's kind of like the same story with all the prequels. I can sit down and watch them, and there's parts I'll enjoy. Like, as soon as Anakin goes dark side, the story just ramps up. Order 66 is amazing. So it's not. I don't think it's. I don't fucking hate it or anything like that. I just don't hold it as high regard.
For me, it's like Rogue One is always going to be a side story. You know what I mean? Whereas like there's like a crucial story to the Skywalker saga. But I do love Rogue One. But if that makes sense. Yeah,
I wouldn't call it a side story. I would say prequel is exactly where it kind of needs to be, like, because to get the plans, It's like when two people are like, I don't want to have this argument.
Both great movies, aren't they? Both great movies.
I don't know what I call Revenge of the Sith a great movie though. This is where I differ. There's bits I like about it. Like, there's bits I like about Phantom Menace. Like the Duel of Fates is probably one of the best. I think it's probably the best lightsaber live action fight. Like, I don't know. People.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, that's a good one. Duel of Fates. Just Duel of Fates or the final battle in Revenge of the Sith between Anakin and Obi-Wan? What do you think's better?
Oh man, I think the choreography and everything is better in Duel of the Fates, just because it's tighter and you can see it better.
And you had Ray Park and the double-bladed lightsaber and 2-on-1. The dynamic is I get you.
It's pretty cool.
That could have been terrible. Like, it could have been terrible.
Could have, absolutely.
They just, between Ray Park's martial arts skills, the double-bladed lightsaber, the Darth Maul character, the
music,
Nick Gillard's like choreography by Nick Gillard, and
even the different color lightsabers, like.
Oh yeah, dude, and the work that the actors put into it, man, and there's some real athleticism there. It's not
100%. Yeah. And it's funny because my favorite lightsaber battle of all time is actually Empire Strikes Back, Vader and Luke. I know it's not the best, most choreographed one because they just couldn't do the same things that they can do now, and they didn't have the Ray Park athleticism or whatever. But I just love the setting. I love the way it's shot with the kind of the underglow of that orange and red that you get with the Besman Luke light up diorama base, you know that, and then the smoke and all the dry ice effects, and then the what it meant, you know, father and son finding out Vader, and Vader just like destroying him with very little, and Luke just holding nothing back, you know. But I know it's not the most, it's my favorite one, but it's more for what it means and how it's shot, as opposed to like the choreography isn't as good as other ones.
No, that's a great point, because if you think about, and I'm not going to ruin anything for Rebels because I know you haven't seen it, but there's a key lightsaber.
I'm on season 2.
Okay, there's a key lightsaber battle or fight towards the end of Rebels. That's one of my favorites.
I heard about it years ago. Yeah.
There's very
Ahsoka and yeah.
Well, there's very few moves. Actually, it's not the one with Ahsoka.
No,
but it's so emotional that you're invested in it, even though like there's not a lot going on, and you'll know what I'm talking about when you get to it.
Cool.
But it's with Obi-Wan, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
So myself, I'll stay tuned. I perked up as soon as Vader came into it. I like the way they designed Vader in Rebels. Not too gone on the design of the Stormtroopers, but I do like the way Vader looks, and I was definitely, it's getting better now that he's in. But okay, so Bob is snapping Revenge of the Sith, so am I, but then Mike and Eddie are snapping Rogue One. Jim, we're going to have to go back for the start with you, right? Right, quick fire round for you, Jim. We're trying to test people's loyalties on Revenge of the Sith. What would you get rid of here?
Oh, can you guys hear me now, first of all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I would snap Revenge of the Sith, yeah.
Okay, what about
that's
the
a New
next
Hope,
one?
right?
Yep.
Okay, cool, yeah. I would now snap ESB.
Catch your cell phone.
Whoa! Wow.
Come again?
Wow.
Wow.
What? Hold on.
The Lord tells me he can get me out of this mess, but he's pretty sure you're fucked.
Please explain that. What?
I haven't really got
Go
a
on.
defense. I've Revenge of the Sith. I mean,
I could
ESB, is it probably one of the most historical moments in cinema? Yeah, probably, but I just love Revenge of the Sith.
Do you know what I like about Jim? He's not afraid to swim upstream. I do appreciate that. Jedi, Return to Jedi or Revenge of the Sith?
Ooh, actually a harder question.
Jim really likes the murder bears.
Sod it. Yeah, I do. They're adorable. Now I'll keep. I'll snap Return of the Jedi and keep Revenge of the Sith.
Ooh, big Revenge of the Sith fan. Rogue One or Revenge of the Sith, Jim?
I'll snap Rogue One.
Man, big Revenge of the Sith fan. Okay, good stuff. Thanks, folks. Thanks for taking part. So we, just going to check in with the chat before we continue on. We have got I had no idea hot whiskey was so versatile. Yeah, it's probably responsible for a lot of births in Ireland as well. Movie Cannon said, Eddie is back. Stanley said, got some wild Americans back in the show. You're a wild American, Eddie. Vita, Jim was snapped already. Good, that's funny. That is funny. That is funny. That is funny. Stanley is saying snap Sith. I'm not sure which one it was in response to. This one, wow, snap a new hope over Sith. Interesting. Focus, you just saw the OT recently in theaters and you were questioning. No. I have seen Star Wars since I was very, very young, but I never got to see it in the cinema. Jose G. Hernandez, the fact checker, the sometimes panel member here, maker of questions, owner of the Blue Wrench, and channel member as well. What's up, fellas? Working, but I'll catch this show after. Thank you, I do appreciate it. So, a snap Return of the Jedi over Revenge of the Sith. Moose is saying Return of the Jedi greater than Revenge of the Sith. Mike can't decide. Snapping Rogue One. Not snapping Rogue One. Andor, I keep hearing that it's a slow burn, but after watching the last 3 episodes, I have to wonder if they even lit the damn thing. That's funny. That is funny. I'll give him that. That is funny. Christian, how are you doing? Anakin versus Obi-Wan for me. It's a bit further one. You should do this game next week on Revenge of the Fifth. We'll be giving away an Anakin on Revenge of the Fifth. Okay, I think I'm just kind of... we got Rogue One Photography is here. Snap Revenge of the Sith 3 times. There's a dedicated follower of the... Actually, Brick. Okay, Brick, I'm going to ask you a question, because I know that you were seeing Revenge of the Sith recently. So, really quickly, I'm going to show you the choices. If you want to type in the chat if you're still there. Right. So, A New Hope, basically the original trilogy. So, A New Hope or Revenge of the Sith, what would you snap? Then Empire Strikes Back, Revenge of the Sith, what would you snap? Then Return of the Jedi, Revenge of the Sith, what would you snap? And then finally, Rogue One, Revenge of the Sith. So it's basically Revenge of the Sith against the first 3 movies separately in the original trilogy, and then Rogue One. Let us know if you're still there. Okay, so let's have a look at something else. Eddie, you can just take it away on this one. Thoughts? Right. Don't hold back. We're counting on you.
Don't hold back, huh?
Go for it.
Looks good.
Who let the dogs out?
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I think this tease looks good. I like the colors. It's very vibrant. I love the body that it has. Like they do. I don't like that Hot Toys makes their torsos seem blocky to me, and they don't always do a good job of having a taper on figures that need a taper. And this guy's got a good like lat taper here. I know that's people think that's weird, but it's a thing.
No, I get it. Yeah.
The arms look good. It looks good. Hopefully the likeness and the rest of it looks good. Yeah, I'm not super hyped for the movie, but I think the figure looks pretty sick.
So like if the figure if the movie's like mid or sub mid, but the figure they knock out of the park and you get the dog, I'm just gonna throw it in there. You're probably gonna get the dog anyway. Yeah, let's be honest.
Get the dog. Yeah.
You're gonna get the dog. It's gonna have a little cape. But if the movie's mid or sub mid, but the figure is good, is this something that you'd be like, you know what, I'll still pick up the figure because it's Superman, it looks good?
No, I'd have to like this movie. Like, yeah, I'd have to like it a lot actually to get this. So, otherwise, but I'll still admit that it looks cool, and if everybody wants it, I'm sure a lot of people will do that. But I'm having more. I'm sticking to my guns more lately, like not just buying stuff that's random, that's cool, you know.
Cool, good stuff. Anyone else have any thoughts on this? I mean, I know there's not much to go on, but I a lot of people were saying this looks better than it does from what we've seen so far in trailers or behind the scenes footage and stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie, I don't hate it.
No,
yeah. It's weird. It's weird. It's kind of growing on me. It's like the first time I saw the Robert Pattinson Batsuit, I was like, where is he going with that collar? But then he takes those guys apart. It's more like what he does. that defines him. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like what he does in the suit and how good the action is. It makes you like it, which is the way it should be, I suppose. Story and it's more than aesthetics, but obviously we want that blend of everything. But
it's funny you mentioned that one because that one I was tempted to get just because I thought he looks cool in the suit. I remember, like I don't love that movie. It's okay.
Did you like the suit instantly when you saw it, or did it grow on you?
I didn't hate it the way everybody else. I know that everybody was like, "What is this?" You know, yeah. What's the color? Like everybody was picking it apart, and I didn't hate it. I thought it was different. I really like the cowl, how it looks like a skull. Like I love that aspect of it. And,
that is pretty cool.
Yeah, so I was tempted on that one.
Definitely looks like vengeance. It's like that.
I thought the same thing, Shane. When I first saw this, I was like, this looks better than the movie. And then I scrolled down the comments, and like every other comment was saying that. So I was like, I'm not that original, but at least I'm in good company here. It seems like everyone agrees. You know.
Yeah. Brick said, "Snap, he'd snap A New Hope and Rogue One, and keep Revenge of the Sith, but he'd keep Empire and Return the Jedi over Revenge of the Sith." I think I probably should have known that, but your list and Grimes' list and Dilo's list all kind of muddled together now at this stage. But it was a really good idea.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a good watch. I like it, and I like the way that none of the lads were the exact same.
Yeah.
Ryan saying Superman's dopo. Stanley saying great time as well. So we got Big Rib is saying snap all, and leave Empire Strikes Back standing alone. Just gonna flick through some of these comments. Rogue One photography. I'll wait for INART. They did mention they might actually do that, and they have that license. But yeah, that could be a thing. Looks good, but needs more contours. Okay.
Speaking of that,
what were you saying there?
I was just going to say, somebody did a Photoshop edit of this where they removed all the superfluous lines, and I think it looks a lot better without them. But, you know, they're trying to give it more of an updated, more Marvel-esque kind of look to it.
I'm not going to lie. I like the lines. It just breaks up the monotonous of the blue for me. It's weird. I know that they're no function. I do actually like the lines. It makes it look a bit more tech suit, and I know that the purists won't like that. I understand why you wouldn't like that. I actually do you not like the lines?
No, I don't dislike them or anything, but I did like seeing that cleaner look, and I don't think it looks bad without them. Like I don't think they're needed necessarily, but
definitely not needed. Definitely not needed. Yeah. But I like them that they're not needed. I get it. I think it's just purely aesthetically. Anyone else want to weigh in on this? Is anyone hyped for the movie?
Oh yeah, definitely hyped for the film. I think it looks good.
Okay. I'm definitely going to see it.
Oh yeah, 100%. Is there a logo missing from his belt in the middle bit? It almost looks like there should be something there, but
I've no idea.
Missing.
I have no idea.
It looks like a weird empty
I don't
space.
remember.
I think in the comics it's just a belt clip. There's nothing there.
Like sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't, you know. But I don't know if this version he has one. Is that what you mean, Jim? Like,
no, it looks like a space where there should be something there, almost like there's something
like,
missing.
in general?
I have no idea if it should be there or not. Yeah, just in general, just like in that kind of rectangular bit. Like normally, for example, Batman's symbol will be there.
Yeah.
That's just that looks a bit strange.
It just looks a bit blank, basically, or a bit empty. Like
That's
sometimes
like
I find that redundant. You know, like I find that like overkill sometimes on Batman. I'm like, you're right here, and then it's right here. It's a little bit.
It would look. I was also thinking, you're right. It would look a bit weird if you had that big S and then a little tiny S, a little bit. He's got his big S and his little S, so you know.
Should just have like a down arrow or something.
A down arrow.
Jesus.
I like that one.
That's funny.
Telling Lex Luthor to do, bro.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's true.
Right here, mother. No.
Do we? Anyone else? Bob, do you?
No, it's just too little to go on, really, isn't it? I was just trying to look at those belt hooks. Some of them look. The near one looks like it's made of material, but looking at the right-hand side one, I'm guessing they're molded because you'd hate them to be material, wouldn't you?
Get you. Yeah. That's funny the way he actually has belt loops. That's a good catch.
They just look a bit odd to me.
Yeah, because it's like.
It's like he's not holding up his trousers. They're not actually holding up his pants, are they?
No.
Does he be in the phone box like at light speed? Oh man, I gotta get this hoop in there and get it saved.
That was that sticks out to me. I like the Tron line. I think they look like Tron, the lines.
Oh yeah,
they remind me of Tron.
See that?
I do actually like the lines in it now. Do you know what I like about this with Hot Toys? Like going back to the Batson one again. When I saw it in not concept art, maybe principal photography or some leaked images, and then I saw the trailer, and then I went and saw the movie, and like the day it dropped over here, the movie came out was the day when the Hot Toys put up their Robert Pattinson Batman and the Bat Signal and the Batbike and all that kind of stuff, whatever. But because you could zoom in and look at all the different parts, you get to see all the little details on the suit that you don't see when he's moving really fast in the dark. You know what I mean? And the same here, you see him, you see Superman. Obviously, it's a lot brighter movie, a lot brighter costume, brightly lit. He's on snow. The color really pops out. But you don't get the chance to see all the little details, and I think that's pretty cool. But we're gonna move on unless anyone has something else.
If you're a costume designer, that's a really nice thing for your stuff to be appreciated.
Exactly.
Yeah, very much.
It's hard to see him when he's moving faster than a speeding bullet. Anyone else have any other thoughts before we move on?
No.
Okay. I'm going to give the first choice here to Mike. Mike, what do you want to talk about?
Well, let's talk about Palpatine.
Okay, no problem. So we find Palpatine. Have the thing queued up here. We got him there. We got him. Okay. So I don't think we have a price on this. I might just have a look there. But look, if you want to give me your thoughts on this, I will scroll through the images momentarily. I just want to see if Sideshow has a price up yet. But I'm guessing it's in around the 280 to 300 mark. We don't have a price yet. Mike, what are your thoughts about this Revenge of the Sith Palpatine?
I love it. For me, it's a great release. Even though I have the Clone Wars one, I don't think this competes with it for me because I'll use the Clone Wars head on the other figure, and I'll use this head on this figure, and I'm glad they gave us that option. It would have been a bummer if they hadn't. But I love the opportunity to display them like this, and I think a lot of people were looking forward to this. And this sculpt looks more, I don't know, I like this sculpt better than the prior Emperor we had on offer, right? I think he has like pointy teeth or something too in that other sculpt. Just looks.
Are you talking about the other Revenge of the Sith one they did?
Yeah, it's. I don't know. I like this look better because I feel like it kind of satisfies more of his overall look towards the end of the film than that angry, snarling face that we got in the other.
I just want to clarify here. So this one is Palpatine. It comes with two different sculpts. The kind of, we'll say this is the mutated look or whatever, the damaged look from the lightning, and then the senator look. So this is Revenge of the Sith Palpatine live action. They also then had one Sidious Revenge of the Sith live action, and then did they have Sidious Clone Wars as well? But it's kind of still based on Ian McDiarmid. Okay.
Yeah. I think you nailed it there.
Which one does Jim have on order?
I have the other.
Sorry, Ian told me to
that
do it.
Was Ian's joke, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, go on.
I have the other Darth Sidious from this film on PO, and I was a little bit butthurt this morning when I saw this because this is essentially the ultimate version, right? Especially from that film. I have since calmed down and potentially may pick this up as well. Then you can have, Ian McDiarmid's likeness, and you can have the dark side Darth Sidious likeness, and kind of have them side by side in different scenes. So
if you cancelled, what would you lose?
On that.
If you cancelled, what would you lose? What would you stand?
Remember what I paid? Because I did it through Toys on Fire. I feel like it was around 25 quid, maybe. Is that maybe 30 quid? 30 so quid. Not the end of the world.
Still I know £30
listening, and she's saying don't throw that away. Keep it.
Yeah.
So
£30,
I definitely won't cancel my other PO just because I do like that version.
So Jim, you don't have the Clone Wars version?
Nah, there was something about I saw someone say the face, the head sculpt of Ian McDiarmid's the same on this, but it looks different to me. It looks less goofy.
Well, yes. What I was going to say is like this is still a win for you then, because like those two sculpts are competitive. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But now you're going to have all three sculpts, all three looks. So it's very different.
Win-win.
You know? Yeah.
Exactly. But then I need one from the OG trilogy as well.
So, like, what are your thoughts on this? So far, we've got like Jim and Mike who are keen. I think it looks great. I never really liked the design of his face. I know you're not supposed to like it. It's like weird looking. I just always found it kind of funny. But they have nailed it. I watched this movie a while ago, just like a few days ago, and that's what he looked like.
There's a reason he wears a hood, right? He looks better with a hood.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What do you
guys? It looks cooler with the hood, doesn't it? I think it looks way cooler with the hood.
Yeah.
Do you think that's his real face, and he lost the ability to mask it in the fight?
I always
or
wondered
do you think he mutated? Yeah.
Why would he mutate? No idea. I always thought that was a weird. Like George Lucas just walked in to film one day. I was like, I know what would be a good idea. It's just weird, like how that happened, because it doesn't look like burn damage that you get from lightning either, does it? So
that's why there's been like debate about that. It may have been answered somewhere, but.
And then he must have healed himself a bit for the original trilogy. The original trilogy didn't seem as gnarled, but you never really see the top of his head, I don't think.
Didn't they use a monkey to portray him in the original ESB?
Yes.
The older cuts.
In the theatrical release, it was a monkey.
Yeah.
I thought it was a woman at one point as well.
It was like an overlay of a monkey and like a woman. It was, I forget, ridiculous. I don't know how they did it. It was like some kind of overlay. Yeah.
And I presume we all see what I'm trying to zoom in here.
Oh, yeah.
They're yellow eyes, yeah?
Are they different eyes, you're saying? They're not as orange?
They look more yellow to me.
See, I know there was some talk today, but I missed a lot of it. But is that what people have been talking about? Like they're teasing another one? The dark side?
Talk of the town.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, it had artisan hair. If you go back down, if let's say they do look yellow. I think Marco zoomed in on it and sent me a zoomed in close of photo, and the eyes looked a bit more yellow. So this could be the dark side Anakin. The mouth is open as well, there isn't it? It's slightly open.
Yeah, it is.
So I wonder. No.
No, it looks open to me.
Wasn't the Darth Vader? Is this basically the Darth Vader Apprentice one? Is that what we're saying? But just
no, as in he had more red eyes, I think, and they look more yellow.
Yeah, those look more like his actual Sith eyes in the film.
So I'm wondering, is that the May 4th Revenge of the Sith 20th drop? It has artisan hair. The question is, if they do artisan hair, they're going to make it limited, because I don't think they're able to keep up with that demand of product and make an unlimited power, an unlimited version of it. So I wonder, are they just going to get a dark side Anakin from branded Revenge of the Sith, limited to 3,000 or 4,000 with the hair, and no sculpted, because people will riot in the streets.
Yeah, we need a sculpted at this point. Like that would be ridiculous to get 3 in a row like that.
Yeah, like I'm rooting for you guys. I really am. I am rooting for you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad, if we get another artisan, I'm glad for everyone who gets it. But come on, we need a sculpted version now.
I can see why Jim would be a bit, come on. Because, it has the regular version and the kind of, it's like, it has the senator and then it has the emperor. It's like, look on the left and right. They look like two different figures.
Yeah. And the cloak and uncloak look is really, I can see a lot of people getting 2 of these.
100%. 100%. I think they've done a great job on this.
To match up with that other outfit. That's what I need.
Sorry? Yeah. Oh, well, do you know what?
Yeah, because...
Yeah. I think they're the May 4th Revenge of the Sith drops. Some form of dark side Anakin and an updated Yoda from Revenge of the Sith. I think they're... And a Jar Jar. They'd be my calls. That's what I'm putting it down. Eddie, what you reckon? Or sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to say that Yoda, all you would need is moving eyes, because everything else is great on him.
So I've heard. What do you think, Eddie? Is this something you're a big Revenge of the Sith guy? Is this something you're interested in, or you've been disciplined in this? Shout out to the 58 people watching live. Much appreciated. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. What you reckon?
I think it looks cool. I don't need it. I've never really needed Palpatine, unless it was like him in the chair in the original release. It looks good in the chair, but and Yeah, he's just a character I don't need represented. But I do think it looks good, both the Palpatine version and the Sidious version. My only like concern would be the fact that the Sidious version I'd want the hood on, and I've almost never had a good version of a hood from Hot Toys. So like, I want them to figure out how to make hoods work better, because it looks cool with the hood on, but it's not going to look cool with the hood on in your collection, I don't think.
I've got the Mando Luke one. Now I had to futz it a bit, but I really like how that one sits. I presume someone could be looking at it now with a custom cape and look at mine going, ugh. But like, sometimes I'm pretty OCD with that stuff, and I actually quite like it. Whereas the Alec Guinness one is kind of pointy, but it was kind of pointy in the movie, if you remember.
Yeah, it was.
It wasn't as cool as like the hoods are a lot more oversized and a lot cooler looking in the prequels than the sequels, to be fair. But,
yeah, he had like a wizard, more like a wizard.
Yeah, because the Alec Guinness one I think sits very nice. I'm trying to see if it, but and the Mando Luke, a bit of futzing, but I actually like that one too. I've heard the Revan one is tough work. Anyone have Revan? No.
I had a Black Adam for a little while on his hood. I liked the way I was able to make it work, but it was annoyingly difficult to do.
Did it have a wire on it?
Yes. Yeah, and the wire like helps you pin it back so the top of the hood isn't sitting up too high.
I got you. Yeah. That's
but
important.
yeah, I don't know why we don't see more custom hoods like that from Jackson and stuff. Like, they're always doing this capes, but I don't see very many.
Jackson does the Mando Luke one.
He does? Oh, I think I do remember that one.
I think Marco might have it, possibly.
But yeah, the only thing that sucks is like with this is there's like 2 more recent new versions, and it's like you guys are already underselling your old versions. Like, you're cutting back. It's pretty annoying, honestly.
And there's one that Clone Wars one is out now, like, and I'm sure the other Revenge of the Sith one won't be too far behind. So Mike is in, Eddie's out, Jim is in. I'm obviously out. Don't collect prequels. What about yourself, Bob? This float your boat?
I'm out. I'm again. I liked him in the original one where he's in his chair. I think he looks really good, like in dim light. He's quite. I don't know what the word is. He's got quite a soft face, hasn't he? So I guess that's why he doesn't look quite as evil as other evil characters like Tarkin.
You're talking about the one on the left, yeah?
Yeah, I just find he's got quite a he should be in something like Darling Buds of May or something. He doesn't look like an evil man on the left, I don't think.
Yeah, he doesn't look like a predator, like.
No, well. Yeah.
Hey, was anybody else seeing the whole time during that scene? I was like, Michael Myers, what are you doing? Like, he looks like Mike Myers, not Michael. Yeah, he looks like Mike Myers to me.
Yeah, that guy. As soon as that guy came on the screen, I was like, "This guy's bad news."
We had a good chat about that, didn't we?
But
bad news.
To your point though, he's got like kind of a softer. I don't think he looks like a particularly evil person, but he's got that creepiness that I think even normal Palps has here, which is a good casting, because he can go either way. You can see why people would be fooled by him or lulled into the trap. You know what I mean?
This is true, isn't that whole that what are those phrases like the devil's greatest trick was convincing the world he didn't exist, or a wolf in sheep's clothing, you know.
Yeah.
They're the people
Watch
that I
out for
want
that.
to watch. Like, yeah. Austin says, I expect hope for Revenge of the Sith, Obi-Wan as well. They're all good calls. I can see all of them. Wouldn't surprise me. A Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan, a Revenge of the Sith Darkseid Anakin is coming, folks. We know that. Whether it's going to be, but it looks like things it's going to be Artisan Limited, but maybe it's going to be Artisan not limited. I can't see that happening because it'd be the only Artisan that isn't limited. But then again, they had a Beetlejuice with the same hair technology, which wasn't Artisan and wasn't limited. So who knows? But Obi-Wan could happen. I think a Yoda's a good call. Yeah.
What about a Mace? Is there a chance to do Mace right?
Artisan
and
eyebrows?
Give us artisan eyebrows and moving eyes and a better sculpt.
Yeah, true. Did he have BMF written on his lightsaber in the movie?
That's what they say.
That's
I
what
don't
he
know
said,
if that's true.
Because I kind of want that to be true, and I'd love if it was actually on the Hot Toys one, but that wouldn't happen. I think.
On the pommel butt.
Gio was saying this Sidious to pair with Anakin like these pics, and I'd pair the other episode 3 Sidious with Yoda. So hope to do an episode 3 Yoda, because you know what? If 100%. I was going down this line, there was a split second, like there was a little split second, a tiny split second.
You didn't think it was going to be that easy, did you?
When I got the conversion of the Artisan, I thought, I just sold the Kenobi Vader, and I thought, man, wouldn't it be? And I got the Return of the Jedi in, and I was like, wouldn't that be a cool display? The first cube, Artisan Anakin, the second cube, the battle damage, Kenobi Vader in the third cube, the Vader with 2 troopers. I was like, oh, that would be a good story. But I just had to go, no, I'd have to buy back to Kenobi. I'd be dipping my feet in the prequels. It's like, no. Shout out to the 66 people. 66! Didn't even intend it. What a time to be alive. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, folks. Next week, we're hoping for more than 66, because we will be giving away that... the duck race happens next week, folks. It's the actual giveaway of the Artisan Anakin. So, but yeah, if I was to get this Sidious, I would pose him with the look on the right with the Anakin. I think it's a great call, and it would make sense to put them in the same cube. Who else do we have? Who's talking here to us? Talia Meyer is saying, never really wanted a Palpatine in my collection, but him in the red robe, wow. Yeah, I appreciate the red robe and the tailoring here. I could weaken here. Moose saying it's not weakness to enjoy art. He's trying to enable Talia. Darth Drez, hard to fool people if you look evil. That is true. MB Dyson is saying is the same Mr. Burns skull from the last Palpatine. It does look similar. Got 70 people watching live. Much appreciated, folks. Mitchell Lawrence. I know why Mitchell Lawrence is here. Mitchell Lawrence wants to talk about the Predator. No, different Predator. He wants to talk about the actual feral Predator. But he doesn't want to talk about the Predator because he likes it. He wants to talk about the Predator to tell me that that the Jungle Hunter is better. And he's not wrong. The Jungle Hunter, I do love the Jungle Hunter. Predator 1 is the best. But I do like Prey, but I don't think he likes Prey. Yeah. Samuel Jackson did. He's talking about the BMF. We better get some OT characters on May 4th. Man, I wouldn't hold your breath, man. I wouldn't hold your breath, but I hope so too. The order up, absolutely. No more viewers till Palpatine is off screen. We're back down to 61. We peaked at 70. Okay. Does anyone have anything else they'd like to add about this Palpatine before we move on? No? Okay. Cool. So
nothing from me.
All right, Bob. Did you make the last decision? You chose last decision, Palpatine?
No.
It was Mike.
No. Oh, it's Mike.
Mike. Okay, Bob. What do you want to talk about from?
Let's go for the Predator, shall we?
Okay. Okay. Last time I swear. Okay, so we're going to talk about a different Predator now. Where we got him? Okay, this one. I'm actually buying something this week. Shocking. So this one I am interested in. Just before we start on this, out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people on the panel, yeah, this is coming home for me. I really liked Prey. It's my second favorite Predator movie after the original. The OG is the best and the best movie and best design. But I really liked Prey and I really like this design. I didn't initially. It just grew on me because I liked the movie and I watched it a few times. I'm going to rewatch it again during the week. But yeah, I'm in on this one. I'll talk about my thoughts in a while, but Bob, take it away. I'm going to flick through the photos. Feel free to direct me to any photos you want me to move on to.
Clearly there's been a lot of talk about Hot Toys fixing the body, which I guess is a good thing. Looks very good. Appreciate there's still seams there that can be, I think, hidden by posing incorrectly, and I think
shoulders,
hair or dreads. Yeah, well, I think that they're not dreads, are they? But I think, well, maybe they are. But I think they can be used to cover those. And like the view from the back of the knee is a bit ugly, but you're not going to display him facing that way anyway. I think the colouring is amazing. I think the reddy brown on the front, kind of bronze tones going into the sort of skull mask there. I just think that looks top draw.
He's really rocking that we don't talk about Fight Club physique, isn't he? He's got that Tyler Durden thing going on.
He does.
He does.
Fantastic. Yeah. And I've seen some really good realistic poses that make him look alive, as well, which helps. Love the movie. I haven't been changing my collection to kind of concentrate on Star Wars. I'm now so close to getting this because it just looks so good. I don't even know if it was possible. I'd have loved to be able to put like the luminescent green on him as if he was battle damaged. That would have sold it 100% to me because I think he looked better when he was hurt.
Very good idea. The back actually looks great.
It really popped. Yeah, he's got all the accessories on there. We clearly want. What's the girl's name? Is it Naru?
Naru.
Would be Naru. I mean, you imagine that as a double pack. It would be a day one for me. I'd be out there paying whatever I could to get it if it was a double pack with her. Because I don't know. I've got no other Predators at the moment to display him with, but I think he stands alone as a feature piece. To be honest.
So, that joint. I got to be honest.
Yeah, you'd have to pose the arm up, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Like, okay, it's great that they fixed the body. That's a win. The shoulder joints, I don't think you're going to see. And that hair is very easy to move. It seems very light, and there's a lot of movement in the hair since they updated it. If you watch the Figure Hideout, he had a reel which Mike shared with us, or he has the full video up as well. You can it's real dangly. You can move the hair and strategically pose it on the shoulder joints. But got to call a spade here, folks. The joints on this, it doesn't look great. It really doesn't look great. And if it wasn't for the color of the skin tone on the body, that would be obnoxious looking. It just because of the darkness of the skin tone, it hides it a little bit. You can clearly see not only the horizontal part, but the kind of the joint, the moving mechanism, the hinge going on there. So yeah, you'd have to pose that away, as Bob said. But do you have anything else to add on this, Bob?
I mean, just look at the colours. Look at that torso. Is there a better torso on any hot toy? I don't know.
He's got like a 19 pack too. Like his abs go to his nipples.
I was going to recommend you rewatch Fight Club, but yeah.
Wow.
Brad Pitt was he wasn't a spring chicken when he did the movie. He was in his 30s, I believe. I know that's still young, but he's 5. He's not quite 6 foot. I think he's 5'11". He dropped down to under 75 kilos for that. That is light. That is light, man.
People don't realize how thin you look good on film, but he was really skinny. I mean, to get that amount of pop,
But you know what? I found that the way they shot the movie, he looked, even though he was ripped to bits and he was very light, he did look very, very muscular the way they shot it.
Yeah.
But then when you see him in Snatch, which I think his body fat was a bit up and he lost a bit of muscle, but he was still probably around he looked about the same. He looked a bit smaller almost, but he wasn't as cut. And I'd say he just maybe eased off the trainer, the different type of training. And he was still lean, but he wasn't as muscular. There was definitely, it's like the fat percentage went up a bit and he dropped a little bit of muscle, but he was still lean. But he looked small. He looked very small in that, which he probably was more or less the same size. But seriously impressive physique though. You got to hand it to the man,
Oh yeah. He's been a motivation of millions of men for like 20-something years, right?
Probably the most Googled
workout
ever. But but he's in good shape. This is, I still think it's a win. I'm very excited about this. It's very different. It's kind of horror sci-fi. I'm in on this. Mike, I assume you're in on this.
I'm in on this one, and as far as the joint, I like that they're showing it at a full, I guess 0 degree bend there because you know what you're going to get, but you do lose. You don't have to go full 90 to lose that joint. Like, a lot of it will disappear with just 1 or 2 clicks. And I think you'll be able to get away with it, and be happy with it. And they got rid of that middle. Another thing too, if you look at some of the articulation, it really does look like there's some good ab crunch to it where you can still pose that without the joint, So I think that's going to be good for collectors who want to pose them kind of hunched over a little bit more. I think you should get some range. I didn't watch the, say Figure Hideout did one or MRC. I didn't get to see that video yet, so I didn't see the range of motion, but I think it's there.
Yeah, it was figure hideout.
Figure hideout. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a done deal for you?
I haven't pre-ordered them yet, but I'm gonna pick them up. Especially because like at first I was like, I want to wait for Jungle Hunter, but you know what, man? I've got the alien from the last Alien film coming. I'm just gonna build a collection of aliens and Predator and just say screw it. I don't care what movie they're from; they're all cool. The question is, masked or unmasked? You know,
I'm gonna go mask on this because, well, look, to be honest, like that's the fun thing about this. I'm very much, I'll pose it with the mask initially, but then I might get a bit bored of that and change the pose and take off the mask. And that's the beauty, because you don't want to leave your accessories in the box doing nothing. That's the reason I typically don't buy like 2 copies of a T1000 or 2 copies of XYZ or whatever, like the exact same figure. Like, but I do. I think that, look, my critiques here would be obviously the backs of the knee joints and even the front of the knee joints. They do seem a bit knobbly there, his right knee, and the elbows. I think we could pose it away there. Strange way they didn't do seamless here. Maybe it's because of the detail on the actual body, but then again, the torso is seamless, so why couldn't they have done that for the whole body?
I don't know. Maybe they're worried about the forearm gauntlets, like in a pose, messing up the rubber. But now he's gonna look badass, and you could leave that. You could leave the mask. I think it's just the mask alone, right? Like, can you leave it at his side, like it's just falling off or something?
Yes.
If you wanted,
yeah, you can.
That'd be cool too.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll be getting on to Hendra. I know it's only 3 tiny little dots, but I've got the kit to light up the DX13's eye. It's just one little red dot. It makes a world of difference. It's just really, it brings it to life. It's very cool.
Definitely.
And it'd be easy to hide a wire down with all those dreadies. I'm actually really excited about this. Like nothing else I have in my collection. I don't have any horror, and this is I know it's sci-fi, but it's kind of sci-fi horror. But
this is the only like biomechanical mask that leaned bio. You know what I mean? It's very organic looking. It's like a skull.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Eddie, you weren't a fan of Prey, or am I putting words in your mouth here? Or
this is good. It's good. I'm not as hyped about it as everybody is. I think it's all right.
Okay.
The Predator, same thing. Like, he's cool, I guess.
Hold back on that enthusiasm, Eddie.
Yeah,
chill the fuck out. He's sick. In fairness, he's sick.
Yeah. I don't love his design. You know, I get why he's designed the way he is. You know, like it's the first Predator to come to Earth or whatever, and like it's back then, and so he'd look a little more like who he was fighting, right? Like he has the little Tarzan underwear and everything, and like I get why he's designed that way, but
he's fighting Tarzan.
Eddie is not wrong. Like when I first saw this guy, I was like, he's just like a tribal predator. It's not something like normal pick up.
I was trying to say it without sounding like.
No, you're right. It's like it's not something that I would normally go. Yeah. Oh, I know. I want that design, like, you know, real cultural look, and that's not so. I'm more like the science fiction. Give us the technology on the face and on the arm. I'm more into that. But he won me over, like, you know, with the movie and stuff like that, and fighting the bear was pretty
damn cool. That's
amazing.
Did you see the NECA version of that, where he's basically a clear body, and then they just painted some blood in areas where the blood was? Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Wow.
I haven't seen a bear fight that good since The Revenant.
That's pretty one-sided. Yeah. A good bear fight is always awesome.
He's also one ugly motherfucker, you know, and that's saying something.
You're not wrong.
He's ugly amongst predators, so I'd definitely leave that mask on. So.
You bring this predator to the beach, and the tide wouldn't even take him out.
I like that.
I don't understand why Prey is set in the year 1719. That the predator looks like a pre-evolved predator would make more sense to be set in the prehistoric era. Yeah, I think they probably just did that on purpose, a stylistic choice. Like, you could argue as well that, like, if they have the technology to get her from another bloody galaxy, why is he wearing a diaper? Like, you know, it's a fair criticism. Like, it's, I kind of that's something I'm like, I'm not gonna overthink. It did grow on me. Like, maybe it's a space diaper, I don't know, but
we got long distances, long trips.
It's meant He's meant to look like a Native American warrior. You know,
is he?
Yeah, that's why he's fighting Native Americans and like.
Yeah. But just because he's fighting them, that he doesn't necessarily have to look like him. That's my point.
Well,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
but
like,
I mean, I think they did do that on purpose to make him look like a different kind of warrior. Because the other Predators we've seen have armor, and they look like they're soldiers, or you know.
Yeah.
And then Native Americans, they fought, you know, the way anybody else does, but they were usually not wearing a ton, or at least from what they've been depicted as. So I think that's why they made him look the way he does. And then
that's true.
They're really going in on this whole like idea of Predators having armored skin. So I'm assuming he didn't need it anyway. So
like in
that's a
City
big thing
Hunter,
in all the movies.
You're right. Like City Hunter, he looked more appropriate for where he was fighting. So maybe they kind of stake out. You know, they do some recon and stuff first, and then they're like, all right, maybe this will help me blend into the environment a little bit more too. You know,
I completely disagree with that. I just think it's a complete stylistic choice that they consciously did. Like, you
guys stick. I'm trying to help them out.
You're trying to justify it. Yeah, I remember seeing it going, I don't really like this design. This makes no sense. Why is he wearing a nappy? But then, like, as the movie went on, I was like, I watched it a second, third time. I was like, actually, this is really growing on me, this design, and I like that it's something that I wouldn't normally get, because I'm just like, Jungle Hunter all the way. That's it.
Yeah.
So this is one that, like, I'm excited about getting. I'm excited about watching the movie again this week.
Me too.
It just always hits. It's just well done. But sorry, Mike. Go on.
Do we get arrows in the back there? And I forget the accessories, but
there's arrows in. I'll get the. Oh no, I won't be able to get the accessories now because it's a blogger photo. It's not the release. But there's arrows on the base.
Oh, that's cool. And you know about the gun, right? You know the kind of story, the in-universe story about this gun?
The what?
The in-universe story about this gun? Like
not this gun, right? You mean the
is this not the gun that ended up in
the one at the end when he ends with that. Yeah, like then that's in Predator 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I love that they made that connection to that. And there's even a comic book in which you see the original owner of that pistol in the Predator universe. So that's pretty cool too.
We have a £10. That's the good money. The exchange rate is good. Thanks very much, Mark. I do appreciate it. £10 super chat. Greatly appreciate it. And Mark is actually a channel member as well and a diehard Predator fan. 2 Prey Predators on his way. So that's the answer to the masked or unmasked, both. So he wants to, I presume, display one masked and one masked, or I think the mandibles move as well. 21 Hot Toys Predator. So this one is pretty much every one that you can get. Thanks very much, Mark. I do appreciate the support, and I do appreciate you watching, being a channel member, and the £10. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much. And yeah, I'm excited about getting this too, and he's getting 2. Stanley then trying to yuck his yum, saying it's a bad Predator design. You have a right to your opinion, Stanley. You have a right to your opinion. We welcome differing opinions here. I can't get any Predators without Arnie Dutch figure. Original Hot Toys Dutch has a rich premium. You know what? They're doing a lot of Arnies, and rumor has it that Jungle Predator is going to be 2.0. We saw a tease before, so hopefully Dutch and Jungle Hunter are my boys. And we got Phil saying, in a weird way, I prefer the elbow joint because it shouldn't cause any damage. Yeah, if it was seamless, that's a risk you're going to have to take. Tragedy Tale says, just copped mine a few minutes ago from Toys on Fire. The arms aren't great overall, but I think it's a very awesome piece. No Predator Prey without a Naru. Yeah, I don't think they're going to do a Naru, unfortunately. I hope I'm wrong. The classic OGs, Jungle and City are must-haves for me, including Dutch. I hope Hot Toys reissues AVP Scar, Wolf, Pre-Alien, Predalien, and AVP Elder. Good stuff. Just catching up on some of these chats, folks, before we move on. I honestly thought this was some kind of tortoise shell mask when I first saw this. Who else do we got? We got Adam 89. Now I need a 1/6000 to pair with him. Is this a rabbit hole for Shane? Absolutely not. This and the Jungle Hunter Predator. Maybe I get the Jungle Hunter and I'm so blown away by it. If this ends up being sold, I don't think it will, but I could have been wrong before. We got Robert, Feel the Burn. Hello everyone, and hello to you, sir. Dirk Diggler's Stunt Double. I still have not rewatched Boogie. Yeah, I still haven't rewatched Boogie Nights. I want to. I will. It's meant to lean into Predator 2 when Danny got the gun.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
And just catching up. Who are you calling out, Jim Collector? Who's calling out who? I'm missing something in the chat there. Looks sick with the mask.
Jim's talking crap in the chat. He's being quiet over there.
Okay. Who wants to weigh in on this one? Like anyone else? I've given my thoughts. I think it looks great. I love the movie. It's coming home. Anyone else? I know Bob's on a knife edge there, but Jim, have you given any thoughts, or do you want to, or anyone else have anything to add?
On this one, I've had to have like serious conversations with myself about how my big allocation for this year is done, and not add on any extras, because this does look really good. But I am holding up. Like for me, Predator, I want obviously Jungle Hunter. I would extend. I'd like the Scar Predator from AVP. Not the best film, but I have some nostalgia for those films, and I kind of like those kind of Celtic designs. So definitely would like to get Scar Predator. Maybe the Elder, and I have the 2.0 of the Samurai Predator on pre-order as well. So the kind of Predator quota is filled. But this does look really awesome. If I was gonna have him, I would display him with the mask. I think he looks really awesome with that kind of skull mask on. I think that's a really nice design. I quite like the design of this. I think all of the Predators have had questionable like fashion choices. Jungle Hunter, again, he wears fishnet tights like throughout the whole thing. So you know,
we all went through that phase. Go on.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is not a pickup for me, but it's really, really awesome. And I like that they updated it as well. That's nice. Not just the torso, but the dreads as well.
Yeah.
And the joints don't bother me too much either. I think you could probably hide them quite easily. And I think once the figure's there, they'll kind of blend in with its weird skin and colorations and stuff.
That's true. I think it's unlike that Luffy or Laufey or whatever it is, which is not on the show sheet tonight. That was rough looking. I haven't watched it. I heard the show was great. I haven't watched it, but Eddie, are you just holding out for the Jungle Hunter?
Yeah, I prefer to have Predators from movies I like more. So I think even though it's like the same thing with the Superman, like this is a cool look, and I love the IP in general, but I don't need to be reminded of this movie in my collection. So
okay, no, that's fair. That's fair. You're getting
everybody
Jedi
said Scar Predator would be a big one. Jungle Hunter, City Hunter. I think I'd rather have a City Hunter than a Jungle Hunter.
It's a great look.
Yeah, and I'd get, if they did the whole line from AVP, I'd get that. But I hate AVPR, so I don't want that. Predator, I don't need Wolf either. So.
What about the base on this thing? The base is pretty sick too, man.
The base is sick. It was cool they put the tomahawk on there.
Yeah,
that was cool.
And there seems to be an arrow in his back there.
Yeah. Is that
Is
there's a peg or something? Or?
I think I didn't see it in the review, or maybe I wasn't paying attention. I was kind of prepping the slides for this, so maybe I missed it. But last time I saw them, I think they were on the ground.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
So
it's great.
Yeah.
Like this and the other Predator we're getting, the AVP Predator, like some really cool bases on these pieces.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this is cool. We'll move on. So that's exciting. Okay, really quickly, folks. There is so if you are one of the 4,746 subscribers, it is greatly appreciated. We're 254 away from the big 5K. Hopefully that will coincide with our 100th episode of The Hope Show. Anyone who's ever taken the time to watch any videos, like any videos, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member, ask me on their live show, come on to my live show, it all greatly appreciated. So moving on. So we have the channel members. So in the troopers tier, we've got Blair, Dad, Life, Yomo, Shiny, Lieutenant Weenus, Big Rib, The Ben Thomas Show, Caffeinated Comic Fan, Dogito, Stanley, Vita, Figure Art Guy, Figure Craft, 1/6 Figures and Fandom, Howard Potts, Agent Silver Fox, Jose G. Hernandez, Brian Wong, Eddie Money Mendez, Jim Collector, Lancelot Nerdcon. Of course, we have Michael and Ryan Smith. Then the commanders tier then have their YouTube handle displayed at the end of all the content, like so. Sorry if I seem a bit distracted. I can smell a really strong smell of shoe polish. And I'm wondering, is it one of those bloody CCFLs or something? So I might have
yeah, that's worrying. Something's melting.
Take a look at that, man.
Yeah. Some leather's melting or something.
You want to take a look at it and we'll chat about something?
I'm gonna I'll put something up, but I can't it's not that Neo LEDs, they don't really give off heat, and it's not, none of the CCFLs are touching anything, but maybe it actually could be.
It's not the panel, is it, Shane? It's not your new panel. It's not your new panel. The panel.
That's what it is. That's what it is. It could be actually, there's a vent there as well, so it could be a car outside or something like that parked. So it's like a strange smell, but okay. So I'll just continue on with this, and then I'll set I'll put up one of the figures, and then I'll take a look. Right, so the new videos. So I reviewed the Palpitine Death Star panel wall light that's hanging up behind me, and yeah, so very, very handy, very, very cool. If I'm in a bad mood, I can do this, and I can you can't actually see it. 1 second, sorry. Just really, really simple. Just adds a bit something to the display, and yeah. So typically, if you see this, you know I'm about to say to the figures, I don't like it.
That count as red light therapy if you stand in front of it when it's on red?
It's a red light therapy. What's red light therapy?
It's like, you never heard of like the red light saunas, and it's supposed to be good for your like internal clock and like.
He's a California boy.
Hey, what the fuck?
He goes to oxygen bars too.
I knew Mike would know what I'm talking about, but I figured it's because he's got one in his little cave there.
Yeah.
Next to his sauna. So.
That's right.
But yeah, so I there's I don't remember what I say now. Yeah, so I reviewed that. That's up there if you want to take a look at it. My thoughts on the range trooper, and then I did this video put up yesterday. Basically, outline. I had my pre-order list down to 7, but that was because there was a bunch of figures that I was eyeing up and pricing up, and I ordered 7 figures. Pre-ordered 7 figures on Saturday. I think it was Saturday.
Dang.
Yeah. So I outlined my entire pre-order list, the 7 pre-orders that I had, and then the 7 ones that I added. But like, there's nothing there that, like, they were a long time coming. I was just pricing them up. It was always going to happen. Like, but okay. So that the video's up there. It's doing all right. Right. Really quickly, the Artisan Anakin Skywalker giveaway, finally, the light side one, is going to be given away on this channel next week, today week. So Revenge of the 5th, it seems suiting. That's May 5th on the Hope Show. Greenwich Mean Time 8 p.m, East Coast 3 p.m, or Pacific Standard Time midday. How to enter? Really simple. You can drop a super chat on any live stream between now and then. This or any impromptu ones I do. This will probably be the only live stream I do between now and then. Or a super thanks on any video, or be a channel member on the night, and everyone gets 1 entry. There's probably going to be about 100 ducks. We'll probably do heats. I intend to do maybe 4, maybe 5 duck races, heats, and then the last one will draw out and make all the winners of the 4 or 5 heats go duck to duck. And then whoever wins will we'll be in contact, and I'll ship it on to you, and that'll be it. Someone will get a brand new one. These are all the people so far. The members I haven't put up there yet, because I don't know who's going to be a member next Monday. Maybe people will cancel membership or whatever. But if you're a member now and you're still going to be a member next Monday, you're automatically in. Everyone gets 1 entry. So yeah, so basically what I'll do is all the channel members here, if you're on the super chat, if you dropped a super chat, you will be entered on the channel membership thing. And yeah, so everyone will be 1 entry per person, and that'll be it. So yeah, YouTube
Shane,
tracks and all. Yeah.
Forgive me if you said this, but you don't have to be live watching at the time to win, or you do?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm going to stick with the parameters. 1 entry per person, so 1 duck in the race per person, whether you drop a super chat or a super thanks, or whether you've been a member for a while, whatever. Going forward, when I do it again, I'll probably adjust it a bit. I think maybe I might do a credit system where like the commanders get like, I don't know, 3 entries, and the troopers get 2 entries, and someone who just drops a super chat gets 1 or something like that. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just trying out, see how it goes. But you don't have to be here live. and I'll try to find you then, and I'll have to verify that you are, like, let's say if at Jimbo55 wins, naturally I'm going to announce it and give them like 24 hours to contact me on Instagram, and then when they contact me, I'm going to give them a code and a link to a certain video, and they'll have to put that code in a certain video with the YouTube handle that they have to verify that they're actually them. Do you get me? So just to make sure I'm talking to the right person. Yeah, but I'm really looking forward to that, those duck races, and finally giving it away, like, you know. So okay, so we're back here. Do you want to pick a figure there so you can talk about, so I can have a quick check at what's going on?
Go ahead, guys. I went. Anybody else?
The range trooper.
All right. Okay, so the range trooper. Is here. Okay, so I'll flick through maybe to everything that he comes with at the end. So use a few of these. Okay, I'll leave it there. So this is $275, $5 cheaper than the other one. And yeah, I'll be back in a second.
So this is one of those ones that I don't like Andor, so I don't need it, but I just love the design of this trooper, and I want it because of that. And when the original one had come out and I found out the boots were magnetic, I was like, that's freaking dope. Like, it's just it's just everything about it is super cool, so I want it. But I don't understand. So this is exactly the same, but with a better gun, and if you order the first edition, you get the boots too. So
yeah,
so everybody got screwed then, huh?
Yeah, this is like this one does feel a little unfair, right?
Yeah,
you know, especially for guys like Agent Silverfox that went ahead and got two of them because he's like, hey, two troopers together, look, they really sell the look. And he didn't see this one coming because nobody did. And you know, it's for it to be $5 cheaper too. It's just like an extra smack in the face, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know, yeah. I think the only difference that I heard people talk about was there's like a little bit of weathering or something on the, I guess the white fur. Maybe they made it a little darker or something like that. But it's the same figure. Let's be real.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah. Go ahead, Eddie.
And I really love. I loved Solo. I think more than most people. Like, I really like that movie. So if I can have it and then just say, "Oh, it's from Solo," you know, then it meets the criteria of a movie I like. So yeah, it's dope, man.
Yeah, I mean, I got the first one just because it looked cool. Like, I'm not a big Solo fan. I don't hate it, but it's in the kind of pantheon of Star Wars movies. It's not up there for me. But I just got it because it looked cool. I fell victim to that. I don't regret it because it looks great in person too. But but I guess, you know,
chunky, right?
Yeah, yeah. He's a big boy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess this gives you an opportunity for me to pick up a second one if I wanted to, and they could look different because of the boots and stuff and the gun. So you know, it's not I was gonna say it's not a straight re-release, but yes, it is. It's just you could change the look a little bit. Yeah. You know? But I wonder if the weathering is a little different on the helmet and stuff. I haven't done a side-by-side comparison, but
the first one was it was a numbered one too, right?
It was like I forget how many, but 3,000, 3,500, something like that.
That's crazy. That's crazy work. Hot Toys they're making some funny decisions lately, bro.
Right? Like, Hot Toys pulls this kind of stuff, you know. This one, I think, like, in at least recent times, feels like the biggest slap in the face. To me, anyway. I don't know. I'm sure. I think most people would agree with that, right?
Yeah. I feel the same. I even feel that way with the Anakin and stuff. Like, the original Artisan one, and then the one that's exclusive to Japan, and then the fact that if that other one is a new one that's being teased, they're gonna have that too. I'm like,
yeah,
dude, nothing is like collectible. And then like they're just really digging at the pockets because it's the same thing. You want all of them, you know?
Yeah.
So well, it's like you're already, at least before you had 5 or 6 years before you got a better one. Now it's like 3 months. I think they're gonna have another one.
For the people that are spending, you know, $1,100 on that, yeah, like you said, they might say, well, we might not see this for 5 to 10 years, but no, you're seeing it again in days.
Yeah.
So
that's wild, man.
That hurts.
But it's cool. I like the design of this one. So I might end up getting this one. I think it's a cooler design than Snowtroopers, and like, so like I feel like they should have designed Snowtroopers like this for Empire and stuff. It would have been cool.
That orange visor really pops too,
Yeah,
and makes sense for the snow.
Yeah, and it just it stands out amongst that whole outfit and everything. It's cool, man.
Yeah.
I think the contrast of the material of the coat and the fur goes really well as well, doesn't it, with the armor?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know,
the battle damage stuff looks great on it.
Yeah. I guess I'm presuming he stands pretty well unaided. Are the boots quite heavy?
Yeah.
The magnetic boots you can slap. Like, make them walk up a wall, like.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
That's another
that was
bonus,
the first thing I tested right away when I got it. I went to the kitchen and like put it on some metal. Yeah.
It needs a metal stand then. It needs a metal.
He needs a train.
Yeah.
I've seen. I think was it Jeddah in his review. He had him upside down, like just literally.
Oh wow.
I think it was Jeddah. Yeah. It was, the boots are just strong, like.
And
like
a big
I'm
trooper
like,
looks good with a big ass gun. So
it's really cool, man. Like I'm a trooper collector, but I tend to like kind of like Eddie. Like I only kind of collect the line I draw or the guardrails I put, as Mike would say in the collection. Is like I do have to like the source material. So I wasn't the biggest fan of Solo. I didn't hate Solo, but I wasn't the biggest fan of Solo. And I was like, right, that trooper looks great, but I don't really collect anything from him, so I'm not going to do it. I am obviously a big fan of Andor, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, yep. And I like the way it comes with the bazooka. Yeah. I do think it's strange that it's $5 cheaper.
Yeah.
And comes with the bazooka and still has the boots. Like, if they wanted to make it different, maybe hold off on the Gription boots, because you don't see his boots in this, but I think the Gription boots were just so they could walk on the train in Solo. Would that be right?
Yeah, I think that was the reason.
So like I think they just threw them in there as, we'll just throw them in there. But I really, and no disrespect to you or Ian, who's bought 2Ds, and Ian doesn't seem particularly annoyed about it anyway, but I just think like we've known for years they do this the whole time. I'm not even talking about like they do a DX19 and then a few months later they do a Dark Knight Rises Armory with like an upgraded one and showcase how it's better than the DX19 or allegedly, and then they have the Dark Knight Armory while that one's on pre-order and do it again, or the Chrome Man. I'm not even talking about them. I'm talking about like just like the for example, they had like this churro Spider-Man, which you can only get in Disney. Bang, a few days later it's on Sideshow. Doesn't have the churro, but it's the same essential thing. Like they've been doing this for years. I don't mean to disrespect anyone on my panel in the chat, but I have zero sympathy for collectors if you're annoyed about this, because they've been doing similar stuff.
What the fuck?
They've been doing similar stuff for years. They've shown you this isn't the company where you buy things and 2000 means 2000, and then if you hold on to this, like whether you're collecting for value or not, all these other people won't have this, and then the thing is going to double and triple in value. They're just not that company. Like,
I get where
maybe
you're
they
coming
were
from.
But they're not
and
anymore.
Usually I have that same mindset of like, you're an adult, this is what happens. But lately it happens a lot more than it used to. And
but you said lately, which suggests a pattern, correct?
a pattern? What did you say?
A pattern.
Irish.
A pattern. Go
Okay.
fuck yourself. Did you hear that?
I heard it the first time you did.
Hey, I earned that one by be sure to be sure. But
no,
it's not the first time they've done some kind of shady stuff.
It's not the first time, but it happens a lot more. It's happening quicker and a lot more. And then when we're in a time when I don't need stuff to go up in value, but I do need it to hold value, especially as a collector that doesn't have as much money as everybody else. Like, so say I bought the first one, and it's not necessarily the same case with this specific release, because the first one's still really good. You're not going to sell that one to get this one unless you need the gun. You could just find the gun. But say it's something like Anakin, where the first one isn't as good as this Sith one that's coming out. Then it's like, well, now the one that I bought is going to lose value. So I got to sell it at a loss. And I have to spend more money to get the new one. you know, and I've lost money now. I already, you know, I'm only allocating a certain amount for that, so it's frustrating, I think, you know.
But I think also
normally I would agree with you, Shane, but I think lately I have more sympathy for this stuff because I think it's annoying.
I think also I would agree as well if this was like a stormtrooper or something, but like Solo was 10 BBY. This is 4, so this is 6 years in universe difference. Normally Star Wars doesn't have the same exact design 6 years apart from one another. So my point is, I don't think we ever thought we would see this again in new media. So it happening so quickly, I think, threw a lot of people off as well.
Do you think maybe that Hot Toys got like some of the designs of what was happening in Andor? I'm like, wait a second, that's in Andor. That was in...
Where else was it?
Let's really quickly get them out there with limited, because if we get them out there in limited, branded Solo, people will buy the limited one, then bang, hype for Andor, give them a bazooka, and we'll double dip. Like,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like, in other words, we probably wouldn't have gotten the Solo one if they hadn't seen advances of Andor and knew they were making this anyway.
Oh yeah.
But right? how many times have you seen a stream people giving out about Hot Toys double dipping?
Well,
it's been going on for ages. It's been going on for ages. Like it isn't new. Like this one, I just think it's weird the way it's $5 cheaper.
Yeah, that's what we were saying.
And has the bazooka. Like I know why it has the bazooka, but yeah.
How did the only other first edition exclusive we saw was the Deadpool, right? The gold guns, that was a first edition.
Also the
what do you mean by first edition?
Well,
sorry, to buy it within the 30-day period.
Is that how that works?
Well,
so
they've been
there's been loads.
You get the boots?
There's been loads, but there's also been stuff that hasn't been designed like that. So, like the first edition Black Suit Spider-Man came with the red, the red mask. The first edition Modern Suit Batman came with the extra cowl. But those never sold out. Those first editions were available forever and still are.
Yeah, you see, it's exclusive. Like it's nonsense. It really is nonsense. Like you can get the stuff, and even I'm seeing like when I was looking pricing up like different figures and different websites at the weekend, and like I'm seeing a lot of like the Artisan Jokers for sale, like on not on eBay, on actually I think, I don't know, was it Toys Buying Agent or somewhere else I was looking, but there's 2 or 3 sites I was like, man, this is still available, and like it's not like that was limited, and that's the root with hair and all that kind of stuff, and it has like, it wasn't like over $1,000. It was okay. It was more expensive in retail, maybe about $600-700, but like maybe people are just freaking out because of the glue situation, which fair enough. But I don't know. I just don't. When I get something, I know it's only a matter of time before that thing gets either 2.0'd or re-released or made better. I just made my peace with it. Because people would say, yeah, well, you know, when it happens to you, you'll have a cry. That's actually me crying there. The dog looked at me weird. But like it has, like, I mean, the DX46 is coming out and I've got the DX13.
I'm not the kind of guy to go out there and
yeah, I know. Yeah,
but
that's why I like.
It's making me less hype. It's making me more how I am right now. Like, or Ben likes to call me a nothing burger guy or whatever. I don't even know how that started, but it's making me more like that. Like I'm less excited for stuff now because of this.
Like I'm still excited. I just accept that, like, say there's only a matter of time before they re-release your personal grail or whatever you want to call it, and they add something to it. Like the USB Iron Mans are coming. It's only a matter of time. The 50th anniversary of A New Hope. You can see my live reaction in Star Wars Celebration when they inevitably do an Alec Guinness with bloody rooted hair or something, like rooted beard. It's you know, it's people talk about like losing money. Like, say, okay, let's say I spend, right, so one of my favorites, I keep banging on about this, but okay, I bought that new from Sideshow when I actually did buy from Sideshow. So that's the Mark 6. It's actually wired up there. It looks really nice. The Mark 6, the one from Iron Man 2. It's die-cast, so it's not the plastic version. I think it was the plastic version. It's my favorite suit. It's one of my favorite figures I have. And then they've done the newer version now, and like, okay, and in fairness now, it might be a bad example because when I've heard is like, it's very similar and the best. You get the head sculpt, fine. and the cherry red pops a bit more, and then of course the gantry is amazing. But like, let's say I go, you know what, I want the head sculpt, I want the slightly better paint applications, and I want the gantry. I'm gonna go sell this, and that's €400, or let's say I bought it for, I think it probably was around €400. Okay, I might get €200 for it now, maybe. And people go, oh, you just took a loss of €200. Well, if you do the maths on it, I bought that figure in 2018. It is now 2025, 7 years later. So if you like multiply 7 by 365 and then divide 200 by 365, you paid fractions of a cent every day to enjoy the collection. So is it a loss or the price of renting it for 7 years? Like,
that's how I look at it too.
Yeah, I don't see it as like I've just lost it. It's like, no, I lost it when I actually gave the money away. It's gone. Like you drive a car out, you get a brand new car. As soon as you drive it out the lot, well, it depreciates by how much?
I hate that. Fucking...
Yeah.
You don't like that argument?
No.
But the thing is,
I don't like it because it's not a fucking car.
But okay, it's not a car. Okay, like a regular car, like a functional car. I get that. It's not a car. But there was a time when Hot Toys were more collectibles, and we bought it, you hung on to it, it increased in value. But what I'm saying is, whether we like it or not, they've shown us they're not that company anymore. Yep. So there was a time when you could be annoyed about that, I think years ago, when it was starting to get like that. But now it's been like that for a number of years, definitely post-COVID, where we're like, it's just like this now, and they're the rules of engagement. So it's like, do you still collect, or do you just give out about it? Or I think now they've really shown this is what we are. We make really, really good products, but we are going to make a really, really better version of it. It could be this year, it could be next year, but it's going to happen.
Yeah. So you just have to like flip your brain and accept that that's the reality, and then look at it as the glass half full situation where, all right, well, cool. I don't have to worry about missing anything, and if I do miss out during the height of it, I'll find it eventually again, or they'll re-release it again.
Exactly.
So you can.
I've given up all chance at inner peace.
That's exactly what you have to do. That's just
my life.
Like, people are not going to like what I'm saying, but I think if you're honest with yourself, it's been like this for a while.
But if we didn't accept it, maybe it would change, right?
But then everyone would have to go, right, guys?
Yeah,
we're going to stop pre-ordering.
Yeah.
And that won't happen because they'll always, oh yeah, I'm going to stop pre-ordering. Yeah, come on, get rid of it. But then they release that Andor branded Andor with that long trench coat and the blade runner. I'm like, I'm going to sneakily order this and not tell anyone. And then, it's like, everyone has to be on the same wave and go, we're not ordering this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is very much an iceberg community, and we're just the stuff floating above the water. The vast majority of collectors are not, I don't think, watching YouTube every day and, live chats.
That's very true.
But Ian makes a good point in the chat. I totally agree with him.
Is it this one?
Yeah. Others can get it easily,
Evening, ladies. That's a great point.
I forgot about
moving
that point. Get it off.
I don't
but
care.
Ian wasn't. I messaged Ian.
What the fuck?
I messaged Ian and
I love you, Eddie.
and I was like, what do you like? How do you feel? Do you feel hard done by? And he was like, no. Because he.
Yeah, but Ian's rich.
I don't know. Is he rich? Is he rich?
Is
he rich?
He fucking takes his James Bond boat out to the castle, and like, what the hell?
No, it transforms in the water.
Ian has enough money to not be bothered by anything ever.
Ancient Silver Fox by name, ancient Silver Fox by nature.
Exactly.
Right, man.
Ian reckons you're rich. We put a poll in the chat. Is Ian filthy rich? Thanks, Ian. Okay, so right, look, it is what it is. Is anyone? So I'm in on this. I that was one of the 7 pre-orders I put in at the weekend. Is anyone else like locked this in? Oh, you have one already, Mike, don't you?
Yeah, one is enough. I'm good. I like it, but I'm good.
Cool. Anyone else?
I didn't lock it in, but I do want it.
Okay, good stuff. Bob?
Yeah, I want one, but I'll just wait till one comes up. second hand one day.
You'll probably have to wait about 42 minutes after it's released.
Yeah.
The BSD groups are just like,
Yeah.
you just wait. Yeah. Okay. So we've spoke about Superman, the Range Trooper, the Predator. The only thing that left is Darth, Nihilus, Rex, Face Off, and then New. Jim, what do you want to talk about? You haven't spoke about anything in a while. What are you excited about? Are you excited about anything?
The only thing have anything towards the Darth Sidious. Nihilus is cool. I don't know enough about him other than he looks awesome, and from what I can gather from the internet, he's the most powerful Sith ever.
Okay, so what you need to do is, seeing as you know nothing about him, I want you to tell us all about Darth Nihilus. Just make it up as you go along. It'll be fun.
As I go along. Okay, so Darth Nihilus is a Sith Lord from a long time ago. Apparently he eats planets, and he has a funky mask, not unlike the Predator that we've just been talking about, actually. So he probably is from a crossover between Predator and Star Wars. I reckon he's probably actually was originally the apprentice to that Predator, and now he's obviously taken over and become a Predator Sith Master Lord.
That was pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty good.
He's a Wayland Yutani android as well. You forgot that part of the lore.
Someone just
there's the W's in his eyes.
Someone just chimed in on this and was like, "What is this guy talking about?" Like, I thought it was a solid take. These are still toys, not investments. Anyone who wants to capitalize on this is not a real collector. Whoa.
Yeah, Eddie.
Oh.
Fuck you.
I don't know, man.
Fuck you.
I'm on Eddie's side, and I'm also on like Shane's side. That's just.
That's called sitting on the fence. Pick a side.
Thank you, asshole.
Pick a side.
There's a point.
What the fuck, man?
My hand actually slipped across the second button, but it worked.
We're not all Ian, so we'd like some figures to fund future figures.
Rich pricks.
But you do kind of have to accept that you're gonna lose a little bit.
I know that Ian's watching this and he's actually in convulsions laughing, but
yeah,
100%.
Yeah. Stanley reckons you should be a Star Wars writer. To be fair,
yeah, you just outdid the sequels in about 30 seconds.
Yeah,
there's been worse.
So this guy is okay. I have not played KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic. I believe he is from Knights of the Old Republic, and I believe he can feed on Force. That's they can absorb the Force off people. Does anyone on the panel know what we're talking about?
I have no idea. I think he's got some brothers, and he calls them his. Yeah. No, he's got
brothers
some
and what?
He's got some family members who can also do that, and he calls them his Force kin.
That's mad.
Wow.
Hey, I'm a dad. Man.
Did that take your second, Eddie?
Yeah, it did.
What?
It did. Yeah.
He was working on that one for a while.
That was great.
I finally got
People had a conniption today because this is like another Revan, Jedi Revan or something.
Yeah.
Jedi Revan. Yeah.
So that's coming too.
Looks like it.
I guess so. Yeah, because that's not a minor tweak, right? Yeah.
No. Yeah.
I'll say this. I'm ignorant on this, but I know Knights of the Old Republic is like a fan favorite, and a lot of the people who are into that game are absolutely delighted with the likes of Starkiller, Revan, Malgus, Nihilus. I think it's a good thing that they're branching out, because those people that, you know, whether read those novels or into those games, whatever, have been crying out for this stuff, and it's cool. It's something different as well. I really like the design of Revan. Malgus is pretty cool too. I just aesthetically am not really into this design, but I'm happy for the people that want it. Anyone else want to weigh in on this? Or
it's cool.
I think it'll pop in his display cabinet.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I wish I had some connection to it. I never played the game, so.
And Vader like arms as well, isn't it?
Yeah, we're seeing that design through these guys, aren't we?
He's got no connection to Starkiller, does he? That's just them randomly putting two together, right? Or is there a crossover?
I don't think there's a crossover, different games, but there might be. I don't know the lore. I'm not going to pretend.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Okay, move on quickly to this guy.
Hey,
Captain Rex from Ahsoka, fan favorite.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna back off on this one. As much as I collect troopers, I didn't like Ahsoka, and I do like the design of this, but it's. If I'd like to show, maybe I might have added it to the trooper collection, but I think it looks great. I think Rex is a cool character, but no, I gotta opt out on this.
Why does Rex always get the green weathering? What the?
So, I was just going to comment on that, Eddie. Like, the reason I might pick this one up is because he looks less green than the other one does. Like, he's going to look better with the rest of the 501st.
Yeah. Yeah. It has less. There's still a little bit in the legs, but it's definitely a lot less. I like the Phase 1 helmet.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it a lot. And I can compartmentalize this as... I didn't care for Ahsoka either, but he's just Rex, so...
That's how I'm looking at it. Yeah. I'll put him with Clone Wars stuff.
Yeah, Rex is like a big deal.
The biggest
people know him.
Biggest deal. That right there looks like a Black Series figure to me, though. Right there, for some reason.
Yeah, it does a lot. Yep,
it's a bad photo, isn't it? There we go. Yeah, clones definitely. Watching Clone Wars, it's such an obvious statement to say, but watching Clone Wars definitely. Give me a more appreciation for clones.
Oh, does he have? Are those two different figures, or are they the same figure?
I think is this Rex with as in Ahsoka Rex on the left, and maybe Clone Wars Rex on the right?
Maybe because like the torso looks different paint applications too.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Yeah, it does.
And that one even has less green on the right.
Yeah, that doesn't look accurate to the color though, right, Eddie?
Yeah, it looks different a lot. Different.
When you say green, I can see blue here. What are you talking about exactly?
Is that the weathering?
To the white.
The weathering around the joints.
Oh, right. Yeah, so the weathering is kind of browny green.
Right down by the feet.
Yeah,
I can see it now. Yeah, I get you.
It's like been running in the grass.
Yeah.
As in, you don't like that, or you like that?
I don't, and he's the only one they give it to.
Yeah, so when you pose him with the other ones, he just looks. He's got this greenish hue to him. It doesn't look right.
Maybe that's to show him that he's really battle hardened. He's not as shiny.
Yeah, and his armor is older than the rest of them too, because he's like combined Phase 1 and 2 armor. So that's a little bit of it. But I think they went a little too hard with the green tints. So this is this is an upgrade.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think we're close enough to ending now. I think there's 2 more things left to do. So, did anyone get anything new this week?
I did. I got this Conan the Librarian shirt.
Wow, that's really
second,
cool.
We'll put you Conan. Wait, I gotta put you full screen.
That's cool.
Conan the Librarian. Man, the internet, isn't it great? I presume you ordered it online.
No, I actually got it. I went to a comic festival, Comic-Con this Saturday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was
How'd
cool.
you get on?
It was great. So I took my whole family. So it was my kid's first time at a con, and so it was fun. Like I got to meet an artist again that I first met when I was 13, and he was at my local comic shop, and I had a really bad allergic reaction to poison ivy. So I was like completely swollen. I couldn't walk. It was very difficult to walk. I was out of school, but I begged my mom to take me back in the day, and I got to meet Bart Sears, who's one of my favorite artists at the time, and he was drawing my favorite book, Exo Manowar. And what was cool is when I went to see him on Saturday, I brought the comic that he signed for me that day, and he drew a sketch on the cover as well, and I'm having that graded. So that's going to be neat. And then I looked through his portfolio book. His assistant just put together a lot of his works from Exo Manowar in a big portfolio for sale. And I was flipping through it, and I saw these pages stapled together. And I said, well, what is this? And he goes, I actually don't even know, because she put it together and she pulled it out. He looked through it, and he goes, wow, this is the script to issue number 50 that was faxed to me by the writer. And these are all my pencil sketches of how I wanted to do the page layouts. And I was like, I have that issue. That's where they fight in the snow. And he's like, yeah. So I was like, what's the price on that one? So he sat with his assistant, and they figured out a price, and I was like, deal. And then he goes, the writer is right around the corner at his table. And he goes, you got to make him sign it for you too. So I went around there.
That's cool.
I handed it to him and he goes, where did you get this? From Bart. And he gets up, he walks over to Bart. They start talking about it and reminiscing, 32 years ago when they wrote it. And I took a picture with the both of them, and it was a really great day. So that was cool.
That sounds great, man.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Cool. Sweet. Anyone else pick up anything this week?
I got the Joker 2-pack in. Finally.
Brilliant. Good stuff.
So
good stuff.
It's ridiculous how good that set is. Absolutely incredible. So chuffed with that. Just need to wait for bloody Paul Atreides now, which hopefully next month is what they're telling me. So
that's what they told me.
Yeah,
it's funny how quick these companies get back when you tag them.
He's just sitting on like Toys Buying Agent and places like that as well. So it's like,
if I had gone with Lion Rock Toys, I would have got it cheaper, avoided paying shipping, and avoided customs.
Up on that.
And I'd have it now. But I experimented because there was like, our first worldwide, yada yada, and I made the wrong call, so I won't be doing that again. Why would I bother? Anyone else pick up anything? Right, I'll really quickly go through mine. So, this is a box by an artist called Mr. Z. He makes custom 112 and 1/6 scale animals. Like, it comes with a brochure, and there's any amount of animals there. Really well packaged. So, as Eddie said, this is a 1/6 scale Staffordshire that looks like it's taking a piss. But,
that is cool.
Yeah.
Wow. It's very good though.
Really
I have it. It's really good. I was so impressed with it. The collar, like, there's a groove on the neck. The only articulation, it's basically a statue, but there's articulation on the neck. But there's a little groove where you put on the collar. It looks like actually a real leather collar. I don't know if it's leather or leather, but it's proper little tiny 1/6 scale collar. You put it on with the little buckle and stuff, whatever, and it sits into the groove, so it doesn't look like raised up or anything. Because, like, if you put a collar on a dog, the fur is going to compress down a bit. And I have him next to John Wick. The lead is actually very long, but I want to repose John Wick and keep the dragon's breath gun in the right hand, because I just thought that was the standout scene from number 4, and I really like the design of that gun. And just have him holding the lead in the other. I think the lead's quite long, so I'll have to mess around with it. But that's how he is in the shelf at the moment. Just the
that's
dragon's
cool.
breath gun is so cool. Yeah, and I don't normally put accessories out under the figure, a fair cleaner look, but like, when they do it in Secret Base, and I did it for him, it doesn't bother me. I actually like it. I am going to get one of those armories, like Ben Thomas has, like it's an Asma 6 scale black armory, and I'd put it behind him, and I'll just hang all the stuff behind him, so it's not going to be in the box. I think it would make sense for his character. But I'm pretty happy with that. I think it looks pretty slick. So okay, will we do Face Off and call it a night?
Yeah.
Okay, so all of these are Star Wars themed. So if you're just joining us, folks, why is this not moving? There's 63 people watching. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. And we are just starting Face Off. So could I ask all the contestants, all the panel members, to switch to private chat, please? And could I ask all the people in the chat, don't type the answers into the chat, just in case my panel members forget to switch on to private chat. All right, so we got the music going and we'll get started. These are all Star Wars themes. We're going to keep doing this until Revenge the 5th, right up until the Arts of Anakin Skywalker giveaway. All right, so where's my music? So we get on the tense Who Wants to Be a Millionaire music. I never realized there was a little phone call at dial tone at the start of that.
No, that's just me. I needed some water. I'm calling my wife for water. It's my phone a friend. It's my phone a friend.
I genuinely thought that's what I heard. I thought it was a little. I thought the start of it was a little phone a friend thing. But that's funny, man.
That is.
Okay, so look, we'll have Mike, Feral Mike, and Jim. Feral Mike and Not So Feral Jim against Bob and Eddie Money Mendes. All right, so Star Wars team. We're going to start off with you, Feral Mike. This is not a question about the year a movie released. This is a question about a year a Star Wars TV show debuted or released, had its first episode on Disney+. In what year did The Mandalorian debut or release on Disney Plus, just the year.
So this is me and Jim, right?
Yep.
Yeah. What are you thinking? 2020, 2019?
I think. Well, there was 3 seasons of it, right? The first season of Mandalorian. You're asking me?
Yep. Well, the first episode. When did it go live?
I think it was. You might be right. You want to go 2019? Because it was. Yeah. No, it has to be because it was like a refresher after getting kicked in the teeth. Yes, it was 2019. I'm good with that, Jim.
Right.
Lock it in.
Cool. We'll try it.
You are correct. That is 1 point for you. 1-0 over to Bob and Eddie. Your question is, Eddie is going to love this one. I think you could nearly predict it.
You're
Eddie.
sick. You're sick, man.
Okay. Hey, how about this? If Eddie predicts the question, we give him the point. Would you be cool with that?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah. What year did the first episode of Andor release?
That is my next question.
Yeah.
Can we give him the point?
Yeah, 6 son of a.
Sure.
Do you want to send it home? Do you want to send it home? What year did it release?
What do you know, Bob? Because I would get it's after Mandalorian, so it's not 2019.
Yeah, I'm thinking 2023.
Oh, 3?
What did you say, Eddie, first?
22.
In fairness, guys, that is the answer, and he did guess it. I know I kind of adjusted the rules there a little bit, but
Nice one.
Okay, in fairness. Okay, one apiece. Back to you, Feral Mike and Jim. Who directed The Phantom Menace?
Well, that's pretty easy. Yeah, George Lucas.
Actually, yeah, you're right. It was. Your question, Bob and Eddie Money Mendez. Who directed Revenge of the Sith?
Yeah, I don't know, Bob.
Don't say that.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know. I've got no idea.
You should probably have a guess.
George Lucas?
It was George Lucas.
Okay. Sweet.
We're 2 for 2. Okay, I think the next 2 questions are very gettable, and then I'm going to be a tiebreaker. I predict you're both going to get your points, sir. Okay. In the original trilogy, Feral Mike and Not So Feral Jim. In the original trilogy, who played the character inside the suit? Who played Chewbacca?
Why am I blanking on his name? I know him. This is why this game sucks. Because the stuff you know flies right out of your head. Oh man, it's good to you too.
I was hoping you'd ask who played Vader in the suit, but I know that.
Did you know this one?
Jim, I can't remember his name. It's not going to come to me right now.
I've heard
his name. I wouldn't know at all, so it's fair. Do you want to hazard a guess?
No, it's just not. I mean,
you have to hazard a guess.
Angel Jones.
But that's not the right answer. Is that your guess?
Is that a bad guess? I can't remember his name right now, and as soon as you say it, I'm going to be super pissed, but I don't have it, Jim. Sorry.
Cool skinny guy.
Yeah.
You get a point on that.
Guess.
He played him in almost every iteration, but he got a little too old, and then he couldn't walk, and anyway, go ahead.
Okay, it was Peter Mayhew.
Oh.
Now, we're back over to ye. It's still 2-2. If you get this, you win. If you don't, we go to tiebreaker.
Mm-hmm.
Bob and Eddie. In the original trilogy, who plays the character of Boba Fett?
What's it? It's not Tamora Morrison. I always want to say Tamora Morrison.
He added his voice.
Go ahead, Bob. I don't know it. So.
No, I was going to say Anthony something, but I don't think it is.
Yeah, we're not going to get it. I don't think, Shane. I have no idea. I've heard it. I've heard people talk about it.
Yeah, it's going to be the same.
So when I hear it, I'll remember it too. But I don't know it off the top of my head. So.
Okay, so for the tiebreaker, it's 2 apiece. So the tiebreaker, I am going to tell you the name of someone who has starred in Star Wars, who is still alive. and you have to guess the age. And the team that gets the closest age is the winner. And if you both guess the same age, we will go again. Okay, so the person I am going to give you is Harrison Ford.
72.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, sorry, Bob. I think he's 72.
I love that confidence, mate. We're going for it.
This isn't a quick fire round. You can't think about it. You all have the same question, so
it's not higher or lower, is it?
No. It's just like you're going to have a guess. You discuss and you have your final answer. They'll have a guess. I
feel like I looked this up. It's either 72 or 74. Is he older than that? Am I far off? You guys are scaring me.
I'm going to give you nothing because Mike and Jim have the same question. So.
Okay. Well, that's my guess. If you want to change it, feel free, man.
Well, they're thinking Jim and Mike. What do you think?
Well, we're coming up on 50 years of the first film, and he was very close to 30, if not over 30, in A New Hope.
You're right.
So I'm going to say he's more like 80.
Damn.
So
I was leaning towards the same.
Yeah, I'll say like 80, 81 at this point almost. I'm going to say 80. Okay. What do you think, Jim? Want to go 80? Nice round number.
I'm just messing with you. I'm not going to tell you if you're right or wrong.
Yeah, he's at the very. I'm going to say 80, Jim. What do you think? He might be at 78, but yeah.
Can we change ours?
No, I think you're right.
You can change yours, but once you lock in, once you say final answer, that's it.
Can we play tactically
now? So they get to 80. Ride my logic.
I'll say 82. You want to lock in 82, Bob?
I was thinking lock in 75.
Okay.
All right, you're locked in.
We're now I'm thinking it's 82.
Bob and Eddie, is 75 your final answer or is 82 your final answer? I'm going to go back to Mike. What is your final answer, guys? Mike.
Jim, you like 80?
Yeah, 80.
Go ahead, Bob. You can lock in whatever.
Okay, so 80 is the final answer for Mike.
Yeah.
So we'll lock in at 75 because we were around there to start with.
All right.
Harrison Ford is 82 years of age.
Fuck it! I said 2.
Yeah, I even said I would go 81 on that, so we were.
Good. I was thinking 83, but.
Yeah, I knew there was a 2.
Eddie.
So when he said 80, I was like, "There's a 2 for sure." And I was like,
"You were so confident on 72 earlier."
I know, but when he said 80, I was like, "Oh, it is 82."
Because Harrison Ford's one of those examples of someone who became famous later in life, right?
Yeah.
Because so I always thought he was in his 30s when he got into Star Wars.
Yeah.
So, and then Mike was like, "Oh, 50 years." I was
Wait,
like,
who was in the suit? Who's in Boba Fett's suit?
Oh, that's true.
Jeremy Bulloch.
Yeah, of course it was.
Bollocks.
Well done, chaps.
Peter Mayhew, that's going to keep me up tonight, man. I'm so pissed off.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
Win. It's fine. Yeah. Don't worry about it.
I'm randomly playing this clip because I can't remember what it is. I know it's from Terminator, and it's Kyle Reese, but I don't know what they're saying.
You've been targeted for termination.
Okay, grand. Okay, I'm gonna save that one. Now I know. All right, folks. Thanks very much I'm getting rid of this music because it's too loud. Folks, thanks very much for giving up your time and joining, especially Eddie, and you're feeling sick. I hope you're feeling better and we maybe took your mind off your illness. You struck down your prime, man. Anyone have anything to plug, or can we get out of here?
You can get out.
No, all good.
Okay. Folks, big thank you to anybody who joined us either on the panel or in the chat or engaged. Really appreciate it. And it's nice people are giving out their opinions and just very different opinions going around, but it's all been very respectful, and I do appreciate, as it is, basically majority of weeks. But thanks very much. Next week's a big one, folks. Revenge of the 5th. I'm finally giving away this bloody thing so I can stop talking about it and start working on the next one. All right, we're out of here. Good luck, folks. Bye-bye.